Has anyone ever heard that phrase, aim high, so even if you fail, you fall above the stars? I mean, cool, let's have high standards and dream bigger than our shame. But that doesn't mean setting not only unrealistic, but legitimately impossible expectations about when and how you'll get there. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Kira Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live your life on purpose. Today we're going to be talking about the problem with expectations. Let's start by saying this video's key message. You're being unreasonable with yourself. Whenever I start working with a new client, I have the same conversation. How do we reframe your goals and expectations to support meaningful and sustainable change and growth? We can't feel better right away. That's unrealistic and honestly unhelpful. We often don't seek help until we're in a deep space of despair and anguish. We feel overwhelmed with pain and distress and long for a fix or a solution to make everything better or resolved. I mean, come on, we need to get back to riding ourselves into the ground, so we have to make this pain go away as quickly as possible and with the least amount of time and effort. I often refer to this as the hunt for a Band-Aid solution. By doing this, what we're doing is setting avoidant goals, meaning I just want to be anywhere but here, so give me whatever you've got. We believe we should be able to fix it, whatever it is, and that we just have to work harder and choose happiness. We set impossible standards and then get upset when things don't happen as quickly as we think that they should. The anger is quickly overridden with shame. I mean, we did everything the BuzzFeed article said would help us feel more confident in work, or what that TikTok video promised you would make you feel less anxious. So why don't you feel better? Why don't I feel okay when I'm doing everything I'm told to do? Well, meaningful change doesn't work this way. Meaningful change is a series of 1% changes that accumulate over time with numerous setbacks and swerves. Change is a progressive erosion of maladaptive and shame-based thinking patterns that require us to generate insight before engaging in intentional action. For decades, the stories that anchor us in unhappiness and disconnection have been there. They can't be rewritten in a day, a week, or sometimes even in a year or two. Change takes time. It means shifting our focus from output-driven to progress-driven living. We have to get clear on and dive deep into our pain before genuinely healing it. This means making more space for self-exploration and curiosity. We have to shift from that anywhere but here thinking to defining where we want to go and who we want to be along the way and when we get there. So I want you to think about what pressure you've been putting on yourself to be further ahead or to see changes in your life that might not be reasonable. What thoughts and internalized rules do you have to let go of to better make space for that self-nurturance, curiosity, and reflection that's truly needed to establish new connections and live a life that you can thrive in? We need to stop ascribing judgment to yourself for not being better after one therapy session or reading a few books or listening to a couple podcast episodes. And instead, we need to talk about what it looks like to actually get clear on the problem. So as you do that, think about, where's the source of your pain and stuckness? How is it affecting you? What do you want to do about it, and what are you willing to do about it? What do you need to make this change, and how will your life be different when you do? Now focus your work on the next 1% change. What do you have to do to get to that next mile marker? Of course, we'd love to hear, so share your next steps in the comments, along with any insights, questions, ahas that you have, so we can keep supporting each other in this process. Before you go, be sure to check out the show notes for some resources to help support you in this work. And while you're there, if you aren't yet getting those AR Insider emails, click the link in the show notes to get yourself on the list so you can get exclusive and supportive content in your inbox I don't share anywhere else. And of course, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel to stay in the know when all new content is released. Remember, you have the right to author your own life, and the only way to do that is to focus on one letter, one word, one sentence and story at a time.